divine feminine. It still feels so interesting to let those words roll off my tongue. I can't say that it was recently that I started looking up all that twin flame nonsense that you've been into. I know it's not really nonsense, but you know me, I like to pretend to be more rough and tumble than I really am. Macho man, as you say sometimes. You know, it feels so crazy to be sitting where I'm sitting. And I think not just because I'm exactly where you told me I would be if I continued on the path that I ventured out onto, but because I saw it too. I knew it too. I really, in so many ways, I don't even understand why I stayed or why I let things continue to go on the path that they were, even when my own mind, my own intuition said that's not going to go well. Don't say that. Do say that. Stand up for yourself. You deserve better. What are you doing? But I don't know. I think I got so torn up about everything that happened before I left. I feel like I'm really just starting to take a look at the man in the mirror and to see to see how many ways that the things that you've done that I took personally were the things that I was doing. Most of them directly to you, but some of them were things I was doing to others. And I don't know, I think I've just been living life by kind of an it is what it is kind of thing. That life ain't fair and you might as well love the one you're with and, just I don't even know. I feel like they're nonsense proverbs now. And feminine, I know I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sometimes I do. I still get mad at you because only you could find a way to show me not only is there something better than everything I grew up with and everything that I've known to be a consistent reality, but that and not even that just that I can find it and have it, but that I actually deserve it. And I don't even know how you did it, feminine. I feel like somehow I know both sides, that you are both entirely innocent of everything that has happened and everything that I've been through, and yet absolutely the puppeteer in some strange sort of way. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe you've just been a cunning fox, a cunning vixen throughout this whole thing, and I don't know. I do know that I've been smoking too much and drinking too much and thinking too much, and that I'm. I I feel like now is the biggest fight of my life. Like it's part of why I'm so quiet in the 3D right now. It takes a lot more than I can even explain to you right now to get free from the situation I'm in. I really put my foot in it, to for lack of a better way to put it. And I just hope that by the time that I get myself free of it, that not only will you be there and will you, I feel like I know you, Divine Feminine, and you'll always have a listening ear for me. You've told me enough times, but I don't know if by the time that I get free and I feel good enough about me to approach you, if you'll want to listen from the same place that you did before. You I know that you don't think of yourself as innocent, but I've always seen your innocence. It's not about who you've been with or the things that you've done. There's just something about you. You are just an innocent being. Even the things that you might do with some intention to actually attempt to hurt somebody else, you do it in such a way that it's not only is it obvious that you can't stand hurting anybody, but you do it in such ways that, I don't know, somehow you show me that you know exactly how all of those games work. That you choose not to play them, but at the same time, you show almost in this like adorableness of knowing exactly what's going on and also having no clue. I really don't know how you do it, but you prove almost every time that half the things I might fear that you do because other people did them weren't anywhere on your mind. And trust me, I've tested you. I've tested you and tested you. I've had my ways of spying and lurking because I really couldn't believe that it was true. And feminine, I sit here now feeling, I feel like I feel more shattered than I did when I thought that you burned me and did things that others have done to me, and to come to find out most of that was lies from them and the rest was projections in my head from fear of repeating the past and fear of you abandoning me. And I know that I created this situation where I always kept you at arm's length and also wouldn't let you go. And now to be sitting here in this space having learned the truth, I feel like in so many ways, somehow Spirit intentionally made it seem like you were the bad guy to see what I would do. I feel like I was tested, that if you were to act, if I don't even know, feminine, I feel like people, I feel like some sort of imposter was you for a while. And it doesn't feel like you played a role. I know there were times that you joked about being the bad guy, bad girl, and that you'd play that role for me if I needed you to, but even at that, you weren't. I don't know. I feel like I'm looking back and the story is being rewritten, and I'm seeing everything through new eyes because new truths have been revealed to me and masks have been removed, and I see who I aligned myself with, and I see that I put myself in a toxic alliance, and that's the very thing that even put us at odds before separation. And now I sit here, I feel like I haven't been able to sleep or eat or do anything properly in weeks and weeks and weeks. And like I probably won't be able to again for months because I feel like I got tested. That I knew in my intuition, I knew in my heart the things that I was told you did, the things that my fear said was probably you so that I could try to make believe that my situation was not as bad as it really was not as bad as you told me it was, that the test was what would I do if I thought somebody had done something to me, and I feel like I did the worst thing possible. I tried to push you away. I tried to hurt you back. I tried to hurt you first so that you wouldn't hurt me again in ways that you never hurt me in the first place. And I feel like that's been a repeating cycle ever since we've met, that I've always either kept you at arm's length or put up barriers or walls or stonewalled or played crazy stupid games because I couldn't believe that I would ever be whole again after my exes, my karmics, and what they did. I couldn't believe that you really were different. And now I see all the times that you begged me just to just to give you a chance to be you, to mess it up in your own way, you'd say sometimes. I wish I would have. I wish I would have done a lot of things different. I wish I would have said a lot more and also said a lot less. I wish I would have listened. I can't even say I wish you would have spoken up. I feel like the few times that I even mentioned that, you'd already spoken up and you spoke up louder. You even put yourself at great risk for me to, I don't even know, I feel like I could never really walk away from you, but I feel like you were willing to do the thing to protect the people we love, to protect the kids, to stand up for yourself even at cost to us. And somehow you just had this blind faith that it would work out, because that's where I've had trouble almost all my life, is being able to do the right thing even when it's hard. I've been so used to a life where nobody did the right thing. Everybody took and took from each other. Nobody ever said I'm sorry, at least not, and meant it. Or they said it all the time until it didn't mean anything. I just got used to everybody hurts everybody. And then I let myself become that way. And I feel like the worst kind of fool, because from the moment that we met, from the moment that we first made it official, I didn't really put my whole self in it. I didn't put both feet in. I was always prepared for the bottom to drop out, and I was always looking for where the evidence was that it was going to happen. And I did things under the assumption that I was just always going to keep getting hurt the same way that I always got hurt, and I became the hurt people who hurt me. What's that meme that you like to share? If you don't heal your hurts of the past, you'll bleed all over those who've done nothing to you. Feminine, I feel like I'm looking down at my own hands and seeing them stained red. Although it's not, it's weird, it's not quite red, it's like it's pink. Like it's not blood, but it's an energy like blood, a life force. And I look at you, feminine, and I'm looking at the past, and I'm looking at the future, and I'm looking at the now, and I feel like it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel justified. It's strange because seeing what feels like my soul stained with what I have done, that it feels impossible that you've risen as much as you've risen. If I'm glad. I'm so glad. I mean, if not for you doing as good as you've done, I would not have done what good I've managed to do while I've been in this really dark place. But I don't get it. I don't get, like, I know that I was already broken, and I went through a heck of a lot less, it feels like. And it feels like if I was in your shoes, and I've been there before, which is what makes it so much worse that I'm the one that did this to you. I know that I did not come out in that place. It wasn't until we were together that I had anything really to look at and say was much of an achievement, other than my job that I never missed a day of and never took a vacation for, and always put before you and everybody else. It's the only thing that felt like it'd never turn on me. And it seemed like that was the thing that made everybody happy, that made sure I'd never be lonely and never be screwed, never have to live in my cars, was to have money. I mean, and I feel like when I left, I took on almost all the things that you said that you wanted with me. And you know what's crazy is I feel like I had every capability and every opportunity to be able to manifest them on my own, and instead I spent day after day chasing drama, being the king of drama. Same drama, different day, cycle after cycle. And I'm looking at you. I've always been looking at you. I feel like there are times that I've been under like some crazy sort of spell work. I really haven't felt like myself, but even in those moments, somehow something always calls me back to you. And you know, it used to kind of drive me nuts, but now there's just something strange about it. It's almost comforting. even when you're not there, even when we're not talking, even when you're busy. And I know you're out there doing something amazing because I've certainly learned my lesson either in underestimating you or in thinking that you would waste any time doing crazy underhanded things like other people do. And I feel like I see these stains on my hands of whatever this. It feels like wonderful pink energy, but it feels like it's stolen. Like it shouldn't be here with me. And I don't know. I feel like a criminal, and I also feel like you're just that much more amazing. The only person I know who not just could but would take everything that I threw at her in my ugliest moments, things that other people threw at her, take the old pains from her upbringing and do everything on her own whenever needed, even asking for help so that nobody could say she never did that either. Learning to be flexible, learning to embrace your inner child, learning to work with the community and do all of the amazing things that you do, learning to love yourself in beautiful ways that everybody smiles about, that doesn't make anybody else feel lesser. And I don't know, I'm so amazed by that. I don't feel like I deserve to be around that. I feel like that's maybe part of the whole reason why I feel in some ways like this test happened, or these tests. I feel like I've been tested in so many ways, and I relied on what helped me survive in the past. A lot of the tit for tat game, a lot of just put your head down, shut up, and work. Be grateful for what you got. Not everybody has so much. People have it worse than you do. And I spent all my time, well, not having fun, not having any fun. And I feel like you spent so long trying to just get me to not take life so damn seriously. And I thought, for the longest time, it's not even that I thought that was wrong. I thought, I don't know, I remember so many people telling me, like, whenever I brought up my dreams, my business ideas, my music ideas, my stuff like that, they'd always tell me, well, at first you're too young, and then when you get older, nope, you're too old, or you don't make enough, or you got responsibilities, or you got to do this and that, or you never put any time into that. You'll never make time for it. You don't need that thing over there. It's always when it's something up that brings me just joy for no reason. I feel like that's where I came from, and I feel like that's where I ran right back to when I ran away from you. And what's crazy is I feel like at the same time I've been chasing you this whole time. I don't even understand all of it. I've been trying to in some of my research about this crazy twin flame stuff, but all I know is I feel like I've been playing both parts. That I've been trying to accomplish all the things that we were going to accomplish that you got pointed at the end and said we couldn't accomplish because of me. And I know that you've already owned that there was a lot of things in it that you could have done differently too, but I see what I feel like you saw in the beginning, and that the only reason you even got to a place where you were in recognition of that stuff is because you're that humble. You're that graceful. And somehow you knew that a stubborn guy like me would never have learned how to do that without somebody providing the example. I feel like you did a lot of that over this separation, that time and time again, when I did not deserve an apology, you gave one, and you gave it wholeheartedly and thoughtfully. And when I would give you feedback or something that you actually could do, even if you didn't need to do it, you did it. You made time for me. You prayed for me. You even figured out how to get me riled up when I needed you to, and I didn't know it. I feel like lately I've been like sneaking childlike fun into my life. Isn't that crazy? Like, I don't know, everybody around me wants to watch like crime shows and murder shows and fighting shows and all this stuff. It's loud and it's gross and it's just got bad vibes and I've never, I've never liked that stuff, but I don't know, all I really want to watch are some of the cartoons we used to watch and the Disney movies you used to love. I remember you singing so many of those songs. I remember watching them with the kids. And I realized something not too long ago that feels like it keeps coming back to me is that that's part of what you brought to me was access to the part of me that knew how to have fun. You loved that part of me that knew how to have fun. I feel like everything from my past that I ran into when I left was no fun for me. I got to share everything I got. I can't have nothing to myself. I can't have boundaries. I just got to and I can't go ride my bike. I can't get a motorcycle. I can't ride a quad. I can't go camping. I can't and nobody wants to come and join me for the things I like to do. I ain't got no time to play music. There's always another bill to pay or thing to happen. And I swear the money just disappears like no tomorrow. The more I earn, the more it goes. And I feel like you're the only one that has ever stopped along the way to ask me if I'm having fun. And I feel like the more that I look back at it, you were the only one that, well, it's weird to say that I was allowed to have fun with. I guess it's more that I allowed myself to have fun with because I can see in so many ways how I put me in this position. And I feel like that was the major lesson that you tried to get me to learn before I ended up in this position. And I just didn't listen. Sometimes I really don't understand what you see in a stubborn masculine like me. Though either way, I hope you'll keep seeing it. Because as you say, am sometimes an adorable slowpoke. And I think in a weird sort of way, I'm starting to learn to love that about myself and just to make it okay. To just have faith. My feminine already knows that I'm that way.